Hi Virgo, and welcome to your April reading. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Midheaven, and or Venus. However, whoever clicked on this video, know that there was a reason that you're brought here, and so I hope you hear all that you need, and definitely do subscribe before you leave. Yeah, I just had to burp, but I do definitely feel that you guys are really short of words. You don't really have a lot to say, or you have a lot that is on your mind, because at the bottom of the deck you do have the Queen of Coins energy, but it's a battlefield right now. Like, you can't even organize it, to articulate it, to express it, right? To convey it to anybody or anything. You're not looking for understanding. You're not looking for anything this month. Coming into April, what came out for you guys was the King of Wands, followed by the Temperance card and the Tower. It's been a moment since I've seen this card. So this is just an unexpected whirlwind, okay? Like freak accident type of energy. It's not something that you could have ever even predicted to come in a million years. You are really just caught off guard, and I'm getting the sense of, like, I'm seeing the image of like a house on fire, and you get caught on fire, and so you're running, trying to find the water, okay, with the Temperance energy that was nestled in between. It's like some sort of excruciating pain, some sort of excruciating loss, and you're just wanting to like numb it, right? You want it to stop. You guys are really fighting against your spirituality, which is going to fight back against you, right? That's going to backfire on you. I'm hearing short fuse. Some of you guys have a short fuse this month, and you're really needing to work on your patience, but it's in lieu of you having dealt with a lot and you just can't take it anymore. You're coming undone, right? Undone at the seams is what I'm hearing. You can no longer contain how you're feeling. You can no longer deny with any of this energy, because you also have the Fool card that came up following the Tower card with the Queen of Wands. You can't deny. You're going to have to face something that you have been trying to ignore, that you've been trying to find other ways to cope and or pacify again, and or numb yourself with. The Temperance card can also be like drinking too much, because it's all about water energy. It's all about liquids, what you're putting into your body, right? As you are, as above, so below. And it's really important that you are taking care of your vessel, but when a lot is happening, you're involved in too much, positive, negative, or neutral. It's all by your like perception. But when you find yourself doing too much and you feel like you are being depleted, you will try to find other ways to make up for what you've lost, in a sense. So if you feel like you don't have any sense of peace or order in your life, and you feel like drinking is going to bring you peace because it makes you happy, right? You've never not known yourself to have a good time when you've had alcohol in your system, then you're going to associate peace with alcohol, you know, to make up for the lack of in your life. And so you'll start drinking more, and it'll become more of a habitual thing until it becomes a dependency, until you build a tolerance and can even become addicted. So again, it's trying to look out for yourself in that way in this month, understanding what you're doing to ignore certain signs and symptoms, to ignore certain signs and synchronicities, and not listening to your intuition when it tells you that the guy that's trying to come into your life is nothing but trouble, but you still want to test the waters anyway, and then it doesn't work out, and then you have the nerve to want to sulk about it, right? You retreat, you recede, with your tail in between your legs. Like, you knew it was trouble. You felt it in your spirit. Like, you felt it in your gut. If you ever feel butterflies when it comes to a person in your first interaction with them, I would suggest that you go in the opposite direction. When you feel that in the lower abdominal region, that is a sign of unease. Why are you feeling uneasy? It's not because the person is physically attractive, right? The hottest guy you've ever seen in the world, most beautiful woman you've ever seen in the world. Like, we are energy. That's all we are. Once you rip the skin away and you get down to the core of what we are on a cellular level, we are just bags of carbon. We are energy. And so you can sense when something doesn't mean well by you, just like over the years, in us having to adapt as human beings, and as we evolve, and certain things that we had before was no longer of use, and so it no longer shows itself, right? It no longer expresses itself. I forget what it's called, like the genotype or the phenotype. However we look, like, we don't need gills because we aren't water animals. We're land animals, so there's no purpose for that. But you can't ignore your gut and or your intuition when you're feeling that, because just like we would know when something wasn't good for us, if something tastes bitter, most likely it's poisonous. Spit that out. You know, if something just aesthetically doesn't look appealing, it could be dangerous, so you're not going to pick it up. You're not going to put it in your mouth. Certain things like that. When you feel that unease, it's not like, oh my God, this is love at first sight. No, you need to really feel the situation out before you immerse yourself in it, right? Involve yourself in it, because it can backfire. They can be the type of person that's coming in just to wreak havoc, just because they need a one-night stand. So if that's not what you're looking for, then look the other way. It's okay to say no. I feel like you guys really need to get in touch with your boundaries. Again, with this energy here, this can be a sign of naivety. Ignorance is bliss. If you don't acknowledge it, it doesn't exist type of energy. But you can only do that but for so long. You can only stay in states of suspension for so long. You're going to have to touch the ground at some point. That is really what is lacking in this reading. Being very grounded. Having sound judgment. Being able to make wise decisions. Again, whether you want to admit to things that are happening in your life or not, whether you want to accept what has happened or what is happening, it's going to be there. It's only going to get brighter. The problem's only going to grow exponentially bigger with this light energy. Understanding that if you believe in God, if you believe in Source, you believe that the universe is making things work in your favor at all times, even when you don't get the things that you thought that you wanted, you're always in moments and in spaces and living through experiences that you need. So it's understanding that your highest self will always be there, and is always looking after you, and is always trying to do what's best for you, even when you experience sacrifice. I don't know if I wanted to say experience sacrifice. When you experience loss and or have to sacrifice something, did you really appreciate it when you had it? Is that why you lost it? And now you have awareness of it. It's looking at things like that, because the 8 is, of course, as you guys should know by now, is associated with Scorpio's house, and the 8th house is all about like loss and sacrifice, death and rebirth, right? How one comes to regenerate after they have been burned, right? Been burned by an individual, been burned by circumstances, burned by just life. Whatever it is that you've been trying to also run from with the Wands energy, with this Fool energy that's here, with this Queen of Wands energy, you'll run out of juice. Whenever you're ready, though, to look up and to be vulnerable and to release, right? To purify the soul. Whenever you're ready to let those tears fall down, relief will come. Whenever you're ready to reconnect with spirit, to wash away your sins, in a sense, anything that you feel you have to be forgiven for, and how you denied yourself in that way, it'll be there. It'll show up. I feel called to read the Star card, so because this is a different deck, I mean, it's the same one that I've been using for a couple of months now, but every deck has their own interpretation of what the major and minor arcana cards mean, based off of, I'm sure, their own personal experiences and just how they resonate with the energies when they themselves started with tarot. It's different, but it's all the same at the end of the day. But this is what it says: all is well with the star. The star invites you to rest and heal. She's a glimmer of hope, a light in the darkness, a compass to right your course, and assistance when you most need it. She's a glowing reminder from the universe that everything is in order and occurs in its own time. You're entering a stage of calm, so use it wisely to identify and commit to what's important. For the star is a card of possibilities and potential futures. Limitless. Okay? She will guide you even when you falter. What did I say? But you must keep your eye on her light. The meaning of the star is a time of healing, hope, unexpected guidance, reconciliation between the past and the present, a very promising potential, and or the need for persistent focus. So if you've been distracted here, if this isn't somebody that's come into your life to try to distract you, to wreak havoc, again, as I was saying, then this is you, again, being in so many places and having gone through so much, and or being involved or immersed in so much. And it's like you need to let the fire go. Although you are in Aries season, it's asking you to actually do the opposite of what the energy beckons for you to do, but for good reason, because you are feeling burnt out. You can't go any longer as it has been. That's what this tower is for. Margin energy. If you won't voluntarily do it, you will involuntarily be put into a seat by the universe. So this is up to you, however you want to handle it. But know that it is inevitable, that it will come. And should you have been running from anything, running from love, running from your feelings, running from, again, your spiritual practices, running from your identity and who you truly are, running from your purpose, running from your passion, eventually you're going to run out of breath. Okay? You, again, run out of juice. It's not sustainable. Get what you need. Get what you came here to have. Do what you came here to do. But not a moment before taking a moment to heal. I'm hearing face the music. You can't change anything except for what you are personally responsible for. But circumstances, events will always happen. I was telling this to Cancer, so maybe you need to check out their video as well. Life is a merry-go-round. There will always be ups and downs. There will always be obstacles. You will always be met with certain challenges that you don't ever feel you can get over, because you don't feel like you're strong enough to overcome them, right? You were built for each mountain. You were built for each obstacle that comes into your life. You just have to believe that you have the wherewithal to maneuver accordingly around them or through them. So that's what's coming through for you guys. You have heart chakra here, but really sacral and solar plexus, as well as the throat chakra. Again, you're not much for words, so just take what I am saying, just listen to me and the advice that I'm trying to give unto you if you know that you need it, and try to find a way to apply it in a way that is healthy, in a way that is helpful. Or if not, just keep what I'm saying in your back pocket for a rainy day. Maybe it's something that you are to give unto somebody else. Maybe you're just the vessel. I don't want to say middleman, but maybe you are the messenger to be that voice for somebody else that may need it. So if this reading did resonate, do give me a thumbs up. Share this with your friends and family. Do subscribe for more. And as well, if you want to book a reading with me, hit me up in my email, which I'll leave here.